So welcome to the Country Music Social Media Sessions, and I'm very excited to have Craig Gould with me. How are you, Craig?
I'm okay, thank you. Recovering from my jab and a cold.
Maybe the jab gave you the cold. I think it can run you down a little bit, can't it?
Yeah, well, it totally knocked me out easily for a day and a bit. But,
yeah.
Still glad I've had it.
Exactly. I've had my second one and I wouldn't have even known I had it. First one knocked me out. Second one, didn't even realise I had it. It was nothing at all. So hopefully, I had the Oxford one, but hopefully you'll have when you have your second one, it'll be all right.
Hope so. Yeah, hope so.
Good. Well, I'm glad you've had it done anyway. So I've been looking at obviously what you've been doing because I think you've been quite busy. I've been doing live feeds, you're recording, and I also noticed you've been doing some awareness for mental health as well, which I thought was really important especially at the moment with lockdown, with mental health being very ripe in musicians and especially men. And how did that come about? How did you get into sort of raising awareness for that? Because that's really, really quite important, I think.
Yeah, well, I had my own illness with mental health. Now I've looked back into it and understand more about it. I've probably had it for most of my adult life, but I didn't understand what a lot of those feelings and how it manifests within yourself. I didn't understand what it was. But that all come to a head in 2016 where I collapsed at work.
Wow. And
I was diagnosed afterwards with a severe mental breakdown and depression, anxiety, and then PTSD and that later. And it took me years, literally years, to be able to get myself better. And then when I started to feel better, I started playing my guitar again and writing songs and using a lot of the experiences that I went through to create music from it. And basically from that point, I wanted to carry on doing some, I don't know, kind of using the songs that the illness and my recovery gave me to try and help others, really. And I started, I kind of started playing again January 2020 and had a few gigs lined up. But before the whole virus thing come about, I decided to set up a project which will combine music with mental health awareness, campaigning and trying to just activate the conversations within men where we start talking more, but also demonstrating that you can be very, very ill and you can come back from it. So I set up the project that I'm working on, which the culmination of that will be my debut album release, which will probably be early 2022 now. And then we'll be releasing a few singles off that. The first one will be in August this year. And I'm working in partnership with the mental health charity Calm.
Wow.
For all the profits to be donated to their charity, and that'll be forever. So it's not just from sales that we make in the first place. It'll also be from streaming revenues that happen now and in 10 years' time. So it's just trying to demonstrate that basically the message I'm trying to get across is if we're going to help the future of the conversation around mental health and develop ourselves and grow as a country and as a people and as a world, really. It's not just a message for the UK, but we need to all do something to kind of help with that. And it's not just about you just hear a lot of the buzzwords on telly with the adverts about it's time to talk and all that, and it is, and it's great that there's more stuff going on, but it's about listening. It's the main thing.
No, you're completely right. Yeah,
it's listening to people. It's okay saying to someone that you want them to talk, but we've got to be better at listening. And if people can listen, and the album is like a culmination of 20 years of my songwriting and my journey, and I'm not going to be making a penny from it. So I'm just hoping that I just want to do good with it, and that inspires others to think more about the general togetherness of us as a community, and not solely on the sort of self.
It's quite a journey, isn't it? That's the thing. It's quite a journey, and channeling it into your music is incredibly brave and incredibly honest. And I think that's what people want to hear. They want honesty. And like you say, it's all very well trying to get people to talk, but sometimes it's hard for people to talk. They don't know who they can listen to. So to try to raise awareness of that for your music, I think people listen more. And I think that is just incredible of you. And to be able to raise awareness, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now. I can imagine that mental health has just been, well, we all know it has. It's been very rife in the last 12, 18 months. So what you're doing, I think, is incredible. So if anyone's watching this and is listening to this, obviously check out the channels that Craig's getting involved with, because it's really important that you can talk. There are people out there that will listen, aren't there?
Yeah, I mean, to actually get a massive national charity on board like Calm for the project was just amazing. It took a lot of work and a lot of pitching to quite a few of them. And Calm have been brilliant. But I wanted to work with Calm because when I fell ill, at the time I was in quite a senior management role within the travel industry. So I was looking I had access to private healthcare, so I could literally instantly obtain a therapist and trained people, psychiatrists, high-level trained people that were able to help me. Yeah. And it helped get me through. But not everyone, well, a high percentage of people don't have that. The waiting list on the NHS, and I still had CBT from the NHS, but it took about 4.5 months from when I collapsed to get that. And if I didn't have the access with the private healthcare, I can honestly say I don't think I would have got to the point where the NHS therapy, I wouldn't have been there to receive it. But Calm have this amazing thing where they have a phone line open from 5 p.m. every evening, 365 days a year, where people can phone up and talk to someone, which is just amazing.
That is amazing. Yeah,
to have that, and we've got to keep funding it. But we need more than that. It's great, and this is no testament to Calm, but we need more.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And they're doing amazing work to fill a void that really, in my opinion, we should have able to access easily. You can go to A&E at any point if you've cut your finger or anything.
Yeah.
And we're great at treating physical ailments, but mental health, the National Health Service funding for it has been cut just catastrophically over the last 5 to 10 years, and it's just it's a crying shame that charities such as Calm and there's some other great ones as well, but they have to bend over backwards to fill these huge voids that we shouldn't really have, but we have, and that's why we're doing what we're doing.
No, that's amazing, and thank you very much for sharing that, because I know it could probably is difficult, but if you can help just one person, then you've done something great, and I think what you're doing is just amazing, and I say incredibly brave. So how did you find lockdown? I mean, did you manage to get through that with your music? I mean, were you in and out the studio? Because I know I was. It was like lockdown, try and get in the studio, then it would lock down again, and then back into the studio, try and finish the songs. Did you kind of use it to your advantage for lockdown? Bear in mind, you obviously were furloughed maybe at the time.
No. Lockdown was a bit different for us. It was a very difficult time. I run my own business outside of music, so I'm self-employed.
Yeah.
Wife is employed only part-time, and then the rest of she basically balances between an employment with a company and then freelancing. And she was on maternity leave with our son when the virus kicked off. So she was not getting the income, as you'll know, with maternity drops quite considerably over time. And we were at the lower value. We were getting not a lot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm self-employed too as well. Yeah.
And then my self-employment literally stopped overnight. So we were just left with nothing, basically.
And a baby, yeah.
And a baby, yeah. So we kind of had to use savings that we're still trying to replenish now. And it was just very tough. I'll be honest, I mean, I felt for the first little things, like we went to the supermarket to go shopping. I tried to get some nappies for my boy, and there was none because everyone had decided that they've got to buy. And I went round about 2 or 3 shops, and, you know, it's just panic stations, and it made me feel very anxious and panicky, and it was a really difficult time.
It's horrible, isn't it? Yeah.
And, you know, the financial worries and the worries of the unknown. I've got... my mum is disabled, so I was worried about how this thing goes around and what it can do, because we didn't know a lot about actually how the virus is being passed around.
No, we didn't know anything, did we, at that time?
And it was, it was awful. It's just been a year of, I just call it a year of surviving, really. That's the best way I can kind of describe it.
But we have survived. That's the thing, but we're all getting through the other end. And I think that, I mean, music is a great tonic, I think, for mental health in general. And I know that a lot of musicians have mental health issues. It's a quite tough industry. And obviously it was very much affected throughout lockdown, wasn't it? Did you manage to record in and out of lockdown? Are you still recording now?
Yeah, so I've started the recording process for the album probably about 2 and a bit months ago.
Okay.
It was trying to work out how we were going to do it, and I decided in the end that I would invest in some gear to enable me to record a high percentage of it remotely.
Yeah.
Because at the time, with the unknown, I didn't know how I'd be able... I think we've got like about 20 musicians on the album.
Wow.
So it was very hard to... And they're all over the country. So trying to work out with all the restrictions how we can do it. So we will be using a studio for some of the bigger parts like the drums and that, but I've got a mobile studio that I can use to get some of the smaller bits done. And then we've got, you know, certain artists are recording their stuff remotely and sending it over as well, which is great. But I mean, it's enabled me the last year. We've been working solid because, again, the self-employed help, or like the self-employed version of the furlough scheme, isn't great. But
I know.
I think the music side of things and having the project to focus on has helped keep me going without sort of dipping too low, because I've had a focus and something to aim at, as well as trying to be I'm new to fatherhood, and that has its own challenges. And
oh yes, it does. Yes.
But I mean, it's been a weird time. I've spent so much time with my son, and I've seen him growing up, and I think that if I was in the career in the industry I used to be in, I wouldn't have seen all that those moments. So it's been wonderful from that point of view.
Yes, it's focusing on the positive things, isn't it? And fatherhood, motherhood, parenthood in general is very hard, but there's so much goodness and greatness out of it, and you forget all the bad bits really, because there's so many moments that you're gonna just love, and you've got so much to look forward to. I know they get a bit of pain when they're older, but as a little, enjoy every second, because they grow so fast, and you'll have a great time. You'll have a great time. So I'm actually dying to hear some of your songs. So would you like to play the first one for us?
So this is Song for the Old Days.
Thank you.
I've seen some days pass me by, fooled around too long, for way too long. I danced on bars stars and on the stars. Once for the sun, the morning sun. And I know I'll never go that way again, that way again. I've been the king of classless man, ruled the amber sea, the amber sea. I slept in parks and backs of cars, been awoke by law, been shown the door. And I know I'll never go that way again, that way again. Not without knowing, had to change my ways before I die. Time on my face is showing I've lived a life and not a lie. Not without knowing, had to change my ways before I die. Time, on my face is showing I've lived a life and not a lie.
Wow.
There we go.
Do you know what I find? I think that when a musician and songwriter bears their soul in a song, there's something so beautiful about that. That was absolutely amazing. You've got such a great voice as well. That was quite an emotional. Maybe you know, when you get the hairs on your back, it was really, really lovely, really, really lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that. And it's sometimes I think it's easier to share stuff in a song. I think to put it into music and into song is just I think also people will listen more as well. So thank you very much for sharing it. You recently joined us here at Country Music Social Media, and thank you for joining us and welcome to the family. Obviously, recently the social media has been really important, hasn't it? Especially with not being able to gig and get stuff out there. How have you found that? Have you found sharing? Because I know you've been doing stuff online, lives and that kind of thing. How have you been finding Country Music Social Media and the lockdown and all that and sharing that?
Well, I've been with Country Music Social Media only for about, well, it's weeks. It's like a month and a half, probably not even that. And it was something that I'd seen around here and there over the last, 12 months.
Yeah.
I mean, bear in mind, I didn't start playing again until January 2020. So I literally had like 5-6 years away from any sort of music. So I was kind of starting again.
Yeah.
We've looked at what was out there. And I was just really interested to see, it seemed to me from looking from the outside like a very active sort of thing to be part of, which is wonderful. And yeah, it's just been great. I mean, Ken's been so, he's welcoming and just like nothing's too much of a problem for him. And the work he's done already has been wonderful in helping like set things up for me and growing. Like my Facebook was the thing I really wanted some help with, because I didn't even like have a personal Facebook.
Wow. Okay.
Like when I like if you've been on Facebook for years and then you can, you set up your page and then you invite all your friends to it, then you've got a good start, haven't you? But I didn't have that. So I needed some help, and Ken's been wonderful with it.
Oh, brilliant.
It's been, I've liked the, like the sort of, that sort of family vibe that's with it. I think it's nice to have, in a world that can be so cutthroat and false and of people wanting to better others, not themselves, but to better others.
Yeah.
It's lovely to have something where you actually feel that there's a collection of people who are all trying to work together for something. It's nice to be part of that.
Well, welcome. Welcome. And also, which we all try, because we're all musicians ourselves. Ken does this, like I said, to other artists. It's almost like it's a passion, and it's almost like it's more of a pleasure than a business. Do you know what I mean? It's we all work together, and we all want to help each other out. We all download each other's songs, and thank you very much for downloading mine, pre-ordering mine, by the way. And we all try and help and make a difference, because I think we are all in this together. It's very hard for unsigned artists to get out there. So why fight? Why keep fighting? We can all help each other out, and we can all grow together. And that's what we're trying to achieve as Country Music Social Media. And I'm glad that's coming across. So, and thank you and welcome. Welcome to the thing. And obviously, any help that you need, obviously, do come to us. And any songs that you record, send over and we'll get them played for you. So what's your future plans now? What's next on the agenda for Craig?
So my debut single will be released in August. Originally, I was going to release it in July and then release a second single in September and then release the album in November.
Yeah.
I wanted to have a tour with the album release.
Of course.
And when I looked at trying to book venues around November, there was just nothing there, because all the backlog is just takes up mostly the whole year. So that's why I've moved the album launch to February next year.
Okay.
I'm currently booking, trying to go for, I think, 5 or 6. We've got London booked for that. Leeds, Manchester, possibly Dublin.
Wow.
And I'm not sure yet. It's just trying to fit it in. But yeah, so that's for then. Album wise, I'm trying to do it in like a manageable portion. So it's going to be 12 songs. I'm trying to do 4 at a time. So I'm working on the first 4 at the minute, and it's being mixed and mastered by Miles Scuff Harris, Bob Harris's son, at Under the Apple Tree. So we'll be doing a lot of the big stuff with Miles at the studio, but basically a lot of the stuff I can send over to him. And we've got loads of great musicians on it, and I've not really unveiled who's part of it yet, because I'm going to start drip feeding that.
Of course. Yeah.
There's some amazing artists on it, which is just amazing to have them as part of it. So there's a lot of promo stuff. I've got to have a new photo shoot. I think that's booked for about 3 weeks' time, or will be soon. I'll speak to my mate. And then there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes to trying to sort out like the radio playing the promo for the single release.
Of course, yeah.
But there's all that, and then we've got gigs. June the 5th, I'm at. It's where they have Lunar Festival, but there's no festival this year, and it's like a camping retreat. Tamworth in Arden. Tamworth.
Okay.
And then July, early July, I'm playing at Timber Festival, which is amazing to be on that. Wow, yeah, there's a few more.
That's good. It's good that the live gigs are coming back slowly, isn't it? It's nice to. It's been so long. I do it for a living, and obviously having it all taken away was incredibly hard. So it's nice to see them coming back. And obviously, do check out Craig's music when it comes out. And obviously, Craig, do send it to us as well, because we'll make sure it gets some airplay once it's out. We'll advertise anything you need us to advertise, and we'll make sure we get it out there. And if anyone listening to this has been affected by anything, or feels they need to talk to anyone, then they can go to Calm, can't they, or some other mental health charities. Just get someone to listen and talk if you can, and hopefully there's someone will hear this and they may go and get some help as well. So I think you're an incredible human being, Craig, and thank you very much for joining us today. And it's really quite something what you're doing, and I will do everything we can to help promote it as well. So before we go, would you like to play out one more song for us? We'd love to hear you.
Yeah, I'm going to try a song. It's got quite a bit of big singing in it. A bit of a risk, but do you know what?
It'll be perfectly fine, I'm sure. And also, the way I saw it, I did a Zoom the other day, and someone was interviewing me, and I did my new single because I thought, well, if I muck it up, no one knows. They're not going to know about it.
There we go. So this is one of the songs that I wrote. Kind of as I was getting better, and it's called Out of the Woods, and it kind of like challenges, or not challenges, it reflects on how I felt, like, very poorly, and but then it's got the darkness of mental health illness in it, but then it's also got the hope and the of getting better, and then the eventual sort of rebirth.
Okay.
I know it sounds cliche, but that's how I felt. As I felt like once I'd got through stuff, I'd learnt a lot about myself and was a new person, as you know.
But it's an amazing and really big journey to go through, isn't it? And again, if you can channel it for your music, fantastic. So yeah, take it away.
Right, cross your fingers for the big bit.
And she smiles, suppresses tears back whilst cold as space, as she looks into the eyes that she once knew for nearly dead. Was the bear that hit its head and knocked him back into obscurity, a cave that did not suit at 33. Forlorn, he contemplates his sweet suicide, an end to end all days, an end of concealed ways and misery. From his cage he'll never be free, so the bear disbelieves his sanity. On the tree, the bear's asleep in the winter. 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 Alone, he sleeps and snows the rains whilst under stars. He missed his birthday song lost some friends along, yet failed to see that there's a fire within he that can burn out all uncertainty, free this bear from his anxieties. Da, 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 da. So rise, with or without that love of God. No more will your head hang. And so the heavens sang, he feels alive. He feels alive. He has survived his war within. Woo-hoo. The bear awakes in the springtime. 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 Woo-hoo.
Oh, straight from the heart. That was incredible. And you totally pulled it off. That was brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing that with us as well. You have to get a bit of drink now.
Yeah. I'm surprised we did that.
Brilliant job. Thank you so much for joining me today, Craig. Please do get your music to us when you can. We'd love to play it. And thanks very much. And good luck with the project, because it is such a good cause. So we're completely behind you at Country Music Social Media. And I'm sure Ken and Rachel will completely agree. So thanks again. Hopefully I'll speak to you soon. And take care of yourself.
Take care. Thank you.
Take care. See you later. Bye.